Now, I believe you are already familiar with this dataset. We have been working with it multiple times. In this data, so far when we are working with this data, we are only copying this numerical portion. Okay, we are omitting this string values. Okay, the reason is that our matrix can only take homogeneous data, that means either numeric value or string value, but not both at the same time. But what if we want to do it exactly the way it is? I want our data set to contain both the numeric value as well as the string value. Now you cannot represent that in a matrix, but there is another data type that is called table data type. Okay. Now the table data type is actually very flexible. Okay. And when you are working with any real life scenario, say for example an Excel file or any data that you download, you will see the data actually comes in this format, the table format. Okay, so let's try to take a look. I have already copied this data. Okay, I have already copied this data here. So this is the data, okay, in a doc file. Now I can actually, if you go to your MATLAB, okay, let's put it here. If you go to your home tab, as you can see, there is something option that is called import data. Okay, let's click it. Go to the same directory. Okay, go to the directory that you want to extract it from. So this was the uni data. Okay, the data of the university. I have saved it in this doc file. Okay, let's open it. So when you click open, it will appear in a separate file like this way, in a separate window. So this is the university data.txt. Let it load. So this is the data, okay, that we have. As you can see, it is containing this string value as well as the numerical value as well as the none types as well. Okay. Now here there is another option that is called output type is table. Okay, there are other ways. So I am keeping the output type as table. Okay, and I am clicking here. There are other four options. You don't have to know all of those things for now. Just import this thing. Okay, this is a simple way to import data into MATLAB. So I just import it. As you can see, the following variables are imported. Unidata. Now if I can just close it. If you take a look at your workspace here, now it contains something like this unidata, and it is saying that 7 by 6 table. So let's take a look at our unidata. So as you can see, this is our data, and the type of the variable is actually table now. Okay, it is no longer a matrix, okay, or double types. No, it is actually a table data. So this was our data. It is containing these things and as well as the strings as well. So this is the representation of a table in MATLAB. Okay. Now, first of all, let's try to understand how we can actually work with table. Okay, let's go slowly, one by one step by one step. So first of all, this is, as you can see, this is bold. These are bold. So this is the variable name. Okay, this is the variable name. These are bold like this way. Okay, so now if we try to compare it, when I was actually extracting a matrix element, if you remember, when you are extracting a matrix element, say for example, if I want to extract any data, say for example I want to extract this one, so let's, or say this one, 120. As you can see, when I click like this, so 2,3, that means second row, third column. Okay, this is not considered as a row. This is a row. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. There are 7 rows and total 6 columns. Okay, this is the name. Okay, this is the name column, variable name column. Okay, so as you can see, when I extract this 2,3, that means 2 second row third column. So this is the data of weight, and the output is actually a table type. Understand, the output is actually a table type, no longer a numerical data. Okay, so if I want to extract a complete row, if I say I want to extract the whole row, I can do the second row. Again, you can see the output is actually a table. So this is the table. Tripoli, all the data are extracted. Okay, these are the name of the columns. Okay, similarly, you can also extract a particular column like this way. Say if I want to extract, say, fourth column, so this is the data of Kuwait. 1 2 3 4, fourth column. So this is the data of Kuwait. And when you are extracting like this way, this slicing operation, you can see the output is actually a table type. Okay, so let's try to note it down. So when I am working with slide table data type, so first of all, when I do slicing, output is table type. Okay, so and this is actually called slicing. When I am writing like this way, this is called actually array slicing operation. Okay. Now there are actually other ways to extract data. Say for example, I want to, okay, let's copy it here again. So this was a unit data. So I want to extract the data of say rate. Okay, we can do it in different way. Say for example, I can write unit data a dot sign, then I write say rate. Okay, so as you can see now the output, this was the data of rate, is no longer a table but as a numerical value. And what we have did here, I didn't do slicing. What we did, I actually call the column by its name. Okay, this is one of the function of table. Okay, that is available. That unlike this slicing, I can also, each column has a name. So this name of this column is weight, name of this column is weight. So I call the weight column and it is actually giving me all the information of that column. Okay, if I actually call something like this, it was probably variable name 1. So as you can see, it is giving me a string array because all of those things are string. Okay, now but if you want to do it like this way, say for example, if I want to say for example, if I write dot Tripoli, this is not going to work because this is not a variable name. This is the variable name bold. This is a part of the matrix now. This is part of our table now. These are the data. Okay, this is the name of the tables, name of the different variables. Okay, so you can extract a column by calling it this way. Okay, by exactly writing the name of the column. Okay, now there is another thing. You can also do it another way. That's, say for example, if I want to extract this one to data of weight. Okay, but I want to extract it as this way. There is another way to do it. Okay, this one, this is also returning it as not a table but as a numerical value, numerical array. Okay, so this is another way to do that, but just to let you know, so this is our second way of extracting data from a table. So first one was slicing, second one was naming, naming by variables, variables, naming by variables. Okay, output, so output is array, no longer a table. Okay, so this is another way to slice data, okay, to take out data from a table. Okay, so let's take a look at our unit data again. Sorry, this is our data. Now say for example, I want to do something. I want to extract all the data of this table. Okay, we can do it like this way. Unit data of curly braces all comma all, not one time but I have to do twice. Now as you can see, my output is now a 7 by 6 string. The data, only the data is returned except this portion. All the data are returned. Okay, so if I want to extract all the data from the table in not a table, the output should be an array. So you can actually do it like this way. So this is another way to extract data from actually a table. So for example, if I do like this way, if I make x is equals to, okay, unit data of, if you remember, if I slice 3 comma all, this is going to give me the third row. Okay, see, this is going to give me the third row and it is saved as x, and we can do it like this way, x of all comma all. If I do it right this way, I can convert this table into an array. Okay, so when you are doing this kind of slicing, your output will be table, then you can actually convert this way the table, you can convert the table this way to a array like this. Okay, so try to don't just look at the videos, try to practice a little bit by yourself. Okay, if you practice it for say for example a few minutes, like 10 to 20 minutes, you will see everything will become very clear. Okay, this is actually very easy. Just try to note those things down and it will be very easy. So there is another way slicing. Yeah, that is actually all slicing. Okay, all out. Okay, all out. This is another way to extract all out and convert. All out and convert it. So it can convert your table type to a array type. Okay, like this way. Now, so another thing I want to say that, for example, if I want to delete some rows or delete some columns like this way, so we can do it also very simply. Okay, first take a look at our Unidata. Say for example, I want to delete this one, say weight. Okay, so we can do it like this way. Unidata dot weight. Okay, it's okay, completely fine. Is equals to just empty. As you can see, that column is completely gone. I am just indexing this one like this way by the name, and that column is gone. Okay. If I want to remove a row like this way, I can also do it like this way. So Unidata of, say for example, I want to delete 4. Okay. 4 comma all is equals to empty. As you can see, that one, the civil row is actually gone. Okay. So in this way, you can actually delete some rows and columns as well. Okay. So there is another thing that we learned, that is called, what is actually deleting. Delete row or column. Okay. Now one other thing, what if we want to add add a column like this way? What if we want to add some column to our data? Okay, so this is our Unidata now. Say I want to add a column like SAST. So for example, we can do it like this way. Unidata dot SAST. Okay, this is the variable containing our data, and this is the name of the column that we want to give, and name it as SAST. Okay, and our data is, say for example, arbitrary value. Okay, let me just name it for now. I just name it random integers. Okay, so for example 200 comma how many, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So I have to match it 1 comma 6. I have to match the size. Okay, so sorry, the mistake was here that this will return a row array, row vector, but our data is column wise because I am adding a column, so I have to invert it to make it column. Okay, so there are 6 elements. So since our original data has 6 elements, so I also have to match these 6. If I do something different, this is going to give me an error. Say for example, if I try to add another varsity, say for example TT. Okay, just for your understanding, if I do like this way, as you can see, it is going to give me an error. The number of columns should match. Okay, I have to match the size. Okay, so I believe you've already got the idea how to add a column like this way. So add column. Okay, so with this thing, I believe you can now actually understand how to actually manipulate a table, how to extract some information from it. Okay, there are different ways to extract some information. If your output is table instead of an array, you can actually use this way to convert it to from table to a array, a string array or a character array. You can delete some rows, you can delete some columns as well. Now one other thing, one small details that I want to show you. So this was our Unidata. Okay, say for example I want to delete this portion, this variable name. Okay, let's copy it. Unidata dot variable name is equals to empty. So this one is gone. So this is now our data. Now if you remember this portion, so the full slicing, if I do like this way, it is going to slice our information. Now as you can see, it is a numeric data. Previously when I did like this way, our output was a string array, because if one element in the table is a string, all the elements will be converted to a string. Okay, and when I actually, if I don't have any string value in our table, it will be converted to a matrix like this. Okay, so I believe we have understand the difference between different data type and how to actually prioritize different things. Okay, so last of all, just one thing actually caught my eyes now. As you can see, this is our none, but in the string this is actually missing. So it is actually the representation in different data types. When I have numerical data types, when I have something like this, it is called not a number. The same thing, the equivalent thing for a string is actually missing. This sign is missing. Okay, for other data type it is actually different. So for example, if you have a date time object, it will be NAT. Okay, not a time like this. I hope you got the idea.